Law helpers.
Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are in the video number 5 of the Memorize series or short video series. So today we are going to study the fundamental duties which is provided under Article 51 Clause A. We are not going to just read the articles but going to remember these articles permanently with some smart keywords and stories. Okay, actually this part fundamental duties is a favorite part for the UGC net to ask in the MCQs. So you should not ignore this part. Okay. So fundamental duties are provided under part 4 of the Indian Constitution. Actually, originally this fundamental duties concept were not present in the Indian Constitution, but only by the 42nd Constitutional Amendment 1976 under Article 51 Caps A from Class A to J, this fundamental duties was introduced. And also this was adopted from the USSR Constitution, that is the present Russia. And it is based on the Swaran Singh Committee recommendations 1971. Then there were only up to J fundamental duties, but later by the 86th constitutional amendment 2002 51 caps A, the clause K was added. So originally there were 10 fundamental duties. Later after this amendment there were totally 11 fundamental duties. Now let's look into the each clauses. So 51A says fundamental duties. It says it shall be the duty of every citizen of India. The first duty is to abide by the Indian Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions, the national flag and the national anthem. So the question will be like, they will give the subclauses on one side and the keywords, that is the words for that particular clause in the other side, and they will ask you to match. So you have to remember the key points in these line and also the clause. So for this I have prepared a clue, that is clause A is A, abide and anthem. So remember, abide, to abide by the constitution, also to respect the anthem and also flag and also institutions. Okay, got it. Then the second duty is to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. So for B, I have given the clue Babuji principles that lead to freedom. So Babuji, you can also remember Bhagat Singh, who is the national freedom fighters. So their principle is what that leads to the freedom. That is what it says, to cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. So remember B for Babuji principles. Then for the C, I have what is in the third duty is to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of the nation. So see, for you can take China, and China there is a food called sushi. Actually the sushi is the Japanese food, but for this purpose you remember as China. Okay, S for sovereignty, U for unity and I for integrity of India. So for C, Chinese sushi, you remember. Then for D, the fourth duty is to defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. So for D, you easily remember defend the country. Okay, D for defend the country. Then for E, the duty is to promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood among all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional or sectional diversities, to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. For this I have created a clue for E, enemy. So with the enemy you should not have some harmony or any brotherhood spirit. Okay, even though that enemy is from the same religion, language, region or sect. So remember that enemy in the E class, to promote harmony, the word brotherhood, and also the same religion, linguistic, regional, sectional diversities. And then even though they are enemy, but you should not derogate a woman. So to renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. Okay. F, to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. For this I have created the clue. F is for fort, that is the fort is like a heritage building, and F is for food and festival, which shows some composite culture. So we have to value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. So remember this. Then the next duty is to protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers and wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. This is totally about the green scenario. So green environment, you remember forest, lake, river, wildlife, and to have compassion for living creatures. So G for green environment. And the next duty is H, to develop the scientific temper, humanism and the spirit of inquiry and reform. So for H you easily remember humanism. So for a human, you should keep your temper cool, right? And in case somebody is criticizing you, you have to keep your temper cool, and you have to inquire about it, and you have to reform yourself. So using this clue, you remember scientific temper, humanism and spirit of inquiry and reform. Okay, the next duty is to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. So this in for I, you remember injury to property and body is said to be a violence. So that you remember, to safeguard public property and to abjure violence. Okay, the next duty is to strive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. So for J, I have created the clue jack of all. So you have to be a jack of all in all spheres. Okay, so to strive towards excellence in all spheres as an individual and also as a collective activity. So if you are excellent, the country will also be raised to a higher level of endowment and endeavor and achievement. That is what I have given as a clue, jack of all. So the country will also be a jack of all. Okay, so the next duty is brought by the Constitutional Amendment 86, and it says, who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child, or as the case may be, what between the age of 6 to 14 years. Remember this age criteria. So it is the duty of each parent to give education to the child who is of the age of 6 to 14 years. Okay, remember that. For this I have created a clue, kid education by the parents. That's very easy. So next, as a final touch, this is actually not enforceable. Even though it is in the constitution, it was not enforceable. So hence the Verma committee was formed in 1998 for proper enforcement of these fundamental duties. This was also known as J.S. Verma Committee on Fundamental Duties of Citizens 1999. So it also recommended that for proper enforcement, it must first be known to all the people. Okay, it should be known to the public. So this can be done by systematic and intensive education of people, that is by publicity and making it a part of curriculum of education. So you can impart it in the syllabus so that people will be aware of the fundamental duties. And also it identifies, this committee also identifies a few existing laws by which proper implementation of such duties can be accomplished. They are these rights, like the Representation of People Act. This says that membership of MP and MLA will be rejected in case of corrupt practices. So you have some duty towards the nation. And then the Unlawful Activities Protection Act, sectarian organization within the national boundaries must be banned for peaceful society. Then the Protection of Insults to the National Honor Act 1971, which says that you should not create some insulting act towards the national anthem, flag and constitution. So the clause A is fulfilled, enforced by this act. And then the Wildlife Protection Act 1972 and Forest Conservation Act 1980. The clause G is fulfilled by these acts. Okay, that's it for today. So in case you are thorough with the fundamental duties, fundamental rights and DPSP, you are definitely going to score 2 marks in the UGC NET examination or any other law examination. So be thorough on this combo. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. Keep on supporting and subscribe to the channel for the more videos and give a like and also share it with your friends. Thank you.